Wouldn't it be Ryan the Great? And today we are talking about Kyrie Irving's wish list. So he calls, or so Woj calls it. Anyway, um, yes, we're gonna talk about that. But before we talk about that, guys, make sure you subscribe and post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Ryan the Great Vlogs, and also make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast, Ryan the Great Podcast. I want to start doing some podcasts again. I was thinking about it. I do have everything ready, set up. I want to start doing it on Saturdays. I don't know, maybe I don't know, any time that I feel would be best for me. So make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast to hear me. Not only on YouTube but also on Twitch. Yeah. So we'll be doing that. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, Kyrie Irving here. Per Adrian Wojnarowski, he says if Kyrie Irving cannot reach an agreement to stay with Brooklyn, he has a list of teams he'd like them to consider sign and trades, including Lakers, Clippers, Knicks, Heat, Mavericks, and Sixers. None of those teams have cap space to sign him without the Nets' help, which would mean they would have to sign and trade him. All right, so we're going to go between every single team and see their chances, I guess, of getting Kyrie. So I'm going to start off with the Sixers. Shut your mouths. I don't want Kyrie. We're not getting Kyrie. He's never playing. He missed 60% of his games the last 3 years. Our free agent is Harden. We want to get Harden back. I also would like to move Tobias Harris, maybe even Matisse Thybulle. These guys have some trade value, so I'd like to do that. But our free agent is Harden. That's who I'd like to focus on. See what he'll take. See if he wants a max. Apparently, Doc Rivers said that they're going to give him a big deal, so they might give him the max. Well, that's a different story for another day. But I personally don't believe they should give him the max, but we'll talk about it in a future video. The Sixers, absolutely not. I don't want them. I walked into one of the camps. I went. Actually, the reason I wasn't filming this week is because I was filming all week at sports broadcasting camp. It's a really nice camp. I encourage everybody to go look at it. I'm just plugging camps here, but yeah, I went. They teach you how to broadcast sports on podcasting, play by play and all that. They do in multiple cities: Philadelphia, Baltimore. I think it was Denver. I forget the others, but definitely go check them out. They're making me better. Doing what I do. And I had a lot of fun. So I was filming for them all. I was filming with them all week, which is why I wasn't filming here, because by the time I got home, the camps were 9 to 4. So the time I got home, I had no time to film. So anyway, but everybody said they wanted to see this Kyrie on the Sixers. I said, no, I don't want Kyrie Irving because he never plays, even though he's a spectacular player on the court. Once again, our free agent's Harden. He's never playing, and I don't want to deal with that. Anyway, Dallas Mavericks, I can't see it happening. I don't think they have any interest in Kyrie Irving. They would like to re-sign Jalen Brunson, and I also think they would probably want to pursue DeAndre Ayton. So I don't think he would want to go to the Mavericks, and what am I talking about? He would like to go to the Mavericks. Honestly, if he went to the Mavericks, he would accept it, as he says here. But it's definitely not the number one choice on his list, I would assume. But I don't think Dallas has any interest. They want to make sure they don't lose Jalen Brunson. I think they would like to pursue DeAndre Ayton. The Miami Heat. No, because he would have somebody who's telling him what to do. And honestly, I'm going to bring this up. This is where I blame the Nets organization. They have guys who are so inexperienced coaching the team. Steve Nash is he's never coached. He's never coached college, high school. Damn, he's never even coached elementary school. So he's so inexperienced. I find that to be an issue. Meanwhile, at Miami, you got Eric Spoelstra, who is a two-time champion, and their organization, and I think they're saying practices are run by Pat Riley. You think Pat Riley would allow Kyrie Irving to miss 60% of his games this year, for the last 3 years? Absolutely not. Pat Riley would get him in the gym, get him ready. And I shouldn't say in the gym, because Kyrie Irving, I believe he does work. He's not like Harden, where he, blows up his body so the team will trade him. He does work, and especially in that game where he dropped 60, You can see that he works. So I shouldn't say that you'll get him in the gym, but he'll make sure he shows up. That's why Jimmy Butler is in Miami, because him and Pat Riley have the same beliefs. You work hard in practice, you play every day, and you play hard. So I don't think he'd go to Miami just because of that, because there'd be people telling him what to do, and it looks like he doesn't want anybody telling him what to do. The Knicks, I think the only reason he'd like to go there is because he's close to home, he's close to Brooklyn. I don't think the Knicks are at the top because they're not a contender. Unless they bring in somebody like Bradley Beal, but I don't think Bradley Beal has any interest going there, and I don't think they have any interest in Bradley Beal. The Clippers, apparently they're interested in Kyrie Irving. I don't think it'll happen because I personally believe they should go out and get Zach LaVine. I think he would work with Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and all the role pieces around them. Kyrie Irving, I don't think would work there. But, Steve Ballmer, that guy's willing to spend the money. I'm sure he's willing to give Kyrie Irving the max, if he will. Now I'm talking about the Lakers. All right. I think he should go to the Lakers, all right? I know. It's stupid. He's only going to be able to get paid $6 million this year, and then he'd be able to get his big payday. The Lakers, let's be real. They're in the dump. He can come save the Lakers because of this reason. He knows LeBron. He's playing with LeBron. He's a superstar. He's only 30, which I thought he was like 32, 33, but I didn't know he was that young. But anyway, he's a spectacular player, deserves all the money in the world when he's playing. But the problem is he's never playing. So, what money does he deserve? All right? So, yeah, he's playing LeBron. And AD, you'd have to pray that he come back healthy. That's what you would literally have to do to make sure Anthony Davis come back. You would just have to pray. Because that is how injury-prone he is. I'm sorry if I'm sniffling. There's a lot of dust here. Because there's renovations and all that. I have a door right next to me here. There's a lot of dust here, so that's okay. Anyway, but here's where I think it would be a bad look for Kyrie going to the Lakers. And let me explain. Kyrie Irving, once upon a time, was drafted by the Cleveland Cavaliers in, 2011, 12, whatever the hell it was. I think it was 11. Once LeBron comes back, they win the championship in 2016. 2018, I think it was. I'd have to look up all the information. He requests a trade, doesn't even, consult LeBron on the fact that he's leaving, doesn't give him reason. Then he just packs his things up and they trade him to Boston. And then he's unhappy with Boston because he says that the young guys cannot, they don't know what the true meaning of winning is or something like that. And then he calls LeBron and says, he apologizes. If I was LeBron, I'd say, what an idiot, what a dumbass. Because you wanted to leave, but then you come and apologizing that you left. It doesn't make sense to me. And then he leaves Boston after saying he wants to stay there and goes to Brooklyn, and now we're in the situation that we are now. So I think he should probably go to the Lakers because I believe he could save them. But the problem is that they're capped, so it would probably take a few years, and I don't think he wants to wait a few years. At the end of the day, I think he will stay with the team that I'm going to say next, and that's the Brooklyn Nets. Listen, I give the Brooklyn Nets a lot of credit. They are not standing down to Kyrie Irving. They are telling him that you have not played, so we're not going to pay you guaranteed dollars for multiple years. God forbid that they don't give Kyrie Irving the money that he wants because he's played an average of 35 games. Maybe we should just cut the season to 35 games, all right? Because I feel like that's what if the season was 35 games, Kyrie Irving would say, why can't the season be 20 games? You know what I mean? This is ridiculous. This is utterly ridiculous. How can you believe that this guy deserves a max contract after all the shenanigans he's pulled off? I mean, and honestly, with the Lakers, with the excuses that he could come up with not to play in Brooklyn, imagine what the excuses he could use to not play on the Lakers. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous. Would anybody watching this video give Kyrie Irving guaranteed dollars? I sure as hell wouldn't, because he's not reliable. He doesn't play the game. As I said earlier, he works. I think he works hard, but he's not. But he's not playing to show that. And Kyrie Irving, he plays 30 games, but he wants to be played but he plays 82 games. That's not fair. This is ridiculous that guys today. That I'm saying today, like I was born in the 80s, but you have the guys thinking that just because they're celebrities or they're the ones on the court, thinking that they cannot show up to work but deserve to get paid. That's why I hate Ben. That's one of the reasons I hate Ben Simmons. Yeah, but the average person, say if somebody like in my family didn't show up, said, I'm not going to show up to work today, but you still got to pay me the salary. The boss would tell them, hell no, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. But they can't say that in the NBA because these are the guys that are making the money. They're making them billions. They're making them billionaires. For whatever reason, Kyrie Irving believes he deserves a max contract. I don't believe that. And I don't know how he believes that himself. At the end of the day, I believe they will get a deal done. They'll come up with something just like the Yankees, Aaron Judge, where they agreed on a 1-year, $19 million contract. Honestly, I got to do a baseball video later. That's one of my ideas. But anyway, they probably will get a deal done. It'll probably be in the middle of like a short-term deal, like maybe a 2-year deal, something like that. But I think we got to talk about Kevin Durant. Where the hell is Kevin Durant in all this? I am so pissed I'm not that pissed because I'm not a Brooklyn fan, but I am confused of why Kevin Durant has not said a word about this to Kyrie Irving. And this is kind of where I'm I don't know if he should say something or if he should not, because the media would take it as if he didn't say something, like how they're doing now. It's like he's not saying something. Kyrie's the one who persuaded him to go there, but yet he's not saying anything because Kyrie's not playing. But if he did say something, the media would twist it and say that he's criticizing him, and the team chemistry is not going to be there, and yeah, so that's what would happen. Honestly, I like listening to the media. I'm a big fan of Stephen A. Smith. I like listening to Skip and Shannon, Undisputed, but that's how it would be taken, and I don't think anybody could disagree with that. So yeah, that's probably how it would be taken. So yeah, I'm really confused. I don't know what else to say, because at the end of the day, Kyrie does not deserve the max. And honestly, I don't think Durant should request a trade. But I would go to the front office and I would say, listen, man, you guys got a year to give me the pieces that I want to win a championship, or I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm not staying here, because I wasn't the one. Let's be honest. Your friend Kyrie Irving told me to come here. I wasn't the one who chose to come here. I wanted to go over there to New York. So they better surround him with the pieces, or Kevin Durant better not renew his contract, because he needs to compete for a championship. I have said this multiple times, and I don't. When healthy, Kevin Durant is the best player in the world. I don't think there's an argument. Well, there definitely is an argument, but I believe that when healthy, oh my God, this dust. Kevin Durant is the best player in the game of basketball, in the entire planet, in the solar system, in the universe. Kevin Durant is the best basketball player in the world when healthy. So, I think he can demand what he wants. He better say, you better give me the pieces. And also, he better tell Ben Simmons, when the hell are you playing next? Are you playing in 10 years, next 5 years, or are you playing next season? You know what I mean? But that's not about Ben Simmons. I'll get on Ben Simmons later. But anyway, that's how I feel about Durant and Irving and all of this. I do, as I said earlier, I do put some blame on the Nets organization for, not for putting inexperienced people in the building, because I guess, I don't know if you know that you would have to deal with Kyrie like this, but, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? This is really utterly ridiculous, man, because he requests a max contract, but he's never on the court. If you're on the court, that's when you deserve a max contract, okay? Literally, all Your job is just literally to play basketball. I mean, oh man. And I'll tell this story and then we'll end the video. You know, like, what am I saying? I don't know how to start a sentence. I'm just so confused. There was one time I was in my own basketball game. You know, I play ball. I could be the best in the world right now. I might cut that, but anyway, I jammed my finger like really hard on the basketball. I'm pretty sure it's my pointer finger, and it started turning, like black and blue and all that. And I just got my ass up and I played. Now, if this happens to players, they're saying I'm out for a week, but you got to give me the money. All right, you got to make sure that I get my money that you guaranteed me, even though I'm not playing the basketball game. That is stupid. Okay, but that's all I kind of have to say. And I'm honestly proud of myself. I've gone through one video without talking about statistics. I'm proud of myself. I was going to bring up a statistic about Kevin Durant. Actually, no, I kind of did bring up statistics with 60% of his games, but player statistics, But whew, hopefully the dust will get better in the next video. So yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. Make sure you subscribe to your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother in the Great Vlogs. Make sure you follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.